The Baldo guy DM'd me the other day. He's like, he's British. He's like, hey, by the way, the Viballdo's coming out. And the only difference between the Viballdo, that's the vibrating Baldo.
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
He's like, you have to have a really deep pussy for the Viballdo because it goes way deeper than the Baldo does. But assholes, oh, they're fine. You got tons of room in there.
Why does your British Baldo guy sound like
Aussie? Because I can't do. He's a British criminal.
You don't get to say that's Aussie either.
That was Aussie as shit,
He's
bro.
a British criminal. That's why. He's not a proper Brit. He's selling an attachment for your balls and then saying that if you try to put it in a vagina, it's going to be too shallow for most women. But if you put it in her ass, it's fine because there's tons of room. Back your RV and your Learjet into that spot, my friend.
Hey, John Travolta, how you doing?
I'm like, this is what, like, I haven't talked to this guy in probably a year, and that's what he sends me. I'm like,
you know what you should do? Forward all of his messages to me and just let me respond.
I love this guy. He's the funniest person on the planet. I'm like, I thought your product was a joke. He's like, no, we just really want you to fuck women with your balls. It's like,
let me ask.
Like, why is that your thing? Like, why is that your? Who came up with this plan? You're like, you just have a penis that's perfectly capable of having sex with women. It's like, I just think you should probably put your balls in that chick.
But the Ballgasm is apparently, according to his videos, pretty.
I don't believe it. I don't believe. I'm going to say it. I do not believe the Ballgasm is real. Here's what I think. True opinion.
You've never tried the Baldo?
No, I've tried the Baldo. I've just not achieved Ballgasm. Here's why. Okay, I'm going to say right now.
Fair.
Candid response. This is not any commentary on anything. Look, the Baldo is a weird implement. It's a very strange thing. You have to get over the comedy of it, which is why I don't think it's something you can use in a random encounter. Like if you go and hire some Australian whore and you're like, hello.
Oh, that's probably the best time to try it.
No,
actually.
Don't do it. It's weird. It's too weird. You need trust. You need all this stuff. You need like, trust me.
Okay.
Because otherwise she's going to die laughing.
Not my problem.
It is your problem.
Oh,
anyway,
there's no issue with little necrophilia, but
you act like it's the first time a girl's ever laughed their ass off while I was trying to have sex with her.
Look, that's not my experience. That's yours. I'm just saying. So when you engage the Baldo and you have to get over the laughter first, and then you have to get into this stage. I think that the Ballgasm is a myth because the shaft, right, lays on the clitoris of the woman while you're using the Baldo. Like that's just what it does. There's no way around it. That's the mechanics of it. If you're in missionary position, that's the mechanics.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what I think the Ballgasm actually is, I think it is from shorter men being literally stimulated by the rubbing sensation of the of being pressed against the clitoris. I think that's what it is. And they're like, oh, because he told me, he's like, Ballgasms are only achieved by 50% of men. And I'm like,
still 50% more than women.
Okay. No, I get it now, because 50% of men are going to be average or below, right? Like that's the reason why this Ballgasm, which is actually just the stimulated part of, the underside of the penis right below the head, right? Like it's that is being stimulated for these guys. And so therefore they're having
frenulum.
Yeah, they're having frenulum stimulation, which is the stimulation that will lead to ejaculation. That's what they're having.
Ladies,
they're attributing
that is, in fact, the most sensitive part of the male's penis, the frenulum.
It's the male clitoris. But so the frenulum is being stimulated, and these guys are going, but my balls are in this chick, so that's what it is. But it's not that. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's the frenulum stimulation. But if you're above some certain size, you'll then the frenulum will not be. It'll be stimulated very briefly, and then the erect penis will go past the clitoris. Right? Like it's not That's not a lot of room from where your balls are. It's like an inch.
I see what you're saying.
I think that that's what's going on for a lot of guys. I think that's what it is. I don't think the ballgasm is an actual thing. I do not think the balls themselves have sufficient nerve receptors that are attuned to sexuality to actually produce an orgasm. That's my theory.
At the risk of
I'm not a scientist.
At the risk of increasing the gay rumors between me and Drex, Drex had one, right?
I don't know. I don't think he's ever even used it. I think he's.
But he had one. He left it at your house.
Oh, correct? he had a Baldo, but he never used the Baldo.
I'm saying he had a Baldo at one point.
I thought you were saying he had a Ballgasm. Yeah,
no, the Baldo. The Baldo.
Okay. The guy that does Kinky Corner is asking if we can please pull this plane up, okay?
Thanks. No, he brought the Baldo. I laughed at it on stream. He was right. He was sitting in the chair right there. I set it on my whiskey barrel that's next to me that holds on my whiskey. And then we laughed about it. And then he left. And I was like, why is this thing sitting in my house?